Picture your neighbor. He waves to you every morning. He helps organize the church fundraiser. He is the president of his local church council. Now imagine finding out that same man, for over 30 years, was sneaking into people's homes at night, binding them, torturing them, and killing them, and then going back to church on Sunday morning like nothing ever happened. This is Dennis Rader. This is the BTK Killer. And this is the most terrifying true crime story you will ever hear. Welcome to Dusk Dossier. BTK. 3 letters that terrorized Kansas for 3 decades. They stand for bind, torture, kill. That is what he called himself. That is what he did. Dennis Lynn Rader was born in 1945 in Kansas. From the outside, a perfectly normal American man. He served in the Air Force, he got married, had 2 kids. He worked as a local compliance officer. He was president of his church council. But inside, from childhood, Dennis Rader had violent, dark fantasies. Fantasies about control, power, and death. For most people, dark thoughts stay as thoughts. For Dennis Rader, they became a plan. January 15th, 1974, Wichita, Kansas. A cold Tuesday morning. Joseph Otero, 38, his wife Julie, 34, their daughter Josephine, 11, their son Joey, 9. A regular family. Breakfast on the table, kids about to leave for school. That morning, Dennis Rader cut the phone line to their house. Then he knocked on the door. When Joseph answered, Rader said he was a fugitive, just needed food and a car. Promised no one would get hurt. That was a lie. He bound all 4 family members with cord and rope. He strangled Joseph and Julie. He suffocated 9-year-old Joey with a plastic bag. Then he took 11-year-old Josephine to the basement. He hanged her from a pipe, and he stood there and watched. When the other Otero children came home from school, they found their entire family dead. Police had nothing. No fingerprints, no DNA, no witnesses. The killer had vanished. For 3 years, Wichita lived in fear. Then, in 1977, he killed again. Shirley Vian, 26, strangled in her bedroom. Nancy Fox, 25, strangled in her home. And then he called the police himself. He called a payphone and said, "There is a homicide at 843 South Pershing. Nancy Fox." Then he hung up. He wanted credit. He wanted to be known. That same year, he sent a letter to a newspaper. He described the Otero murders in graphic detail. He included a poem about Josephine, an 11-year-old girl he had murdered. At the bottom, he wrote, "How many people do I have to kill before I get my name in the paper?" And then he named himself BTK. Bind, torture, kill. Wichita erupted in panic. The killings continued for years. Marine Hedge, 53, his own neighbor. Vicky Wegerly, 28, he posed as a telephone repairman to get inside. Dolores Davis, 62, his final confirmed victim, killed in 1991. 10 confirmed victims total, Men, women, children, young and old. None of them had any connection to each other. The only thing they shared? They were chosen by Dennis Rader. After 1991, the killings stopped. The case went cold. For 13 years, Wichita tried to move on. And Dennis Rader? He just kept going to church. In 2004, a newspaper published a 30th anniversary article about BTK. It woke him up. He started sending letters again, photos, evidence, poems. Then he asked police in one of his letters, "Can I communicate with you by floppy disk? Will it be traceable?" Investigators told him through a fake newspaper ad that a floppy disk could not be traced. That was a lie. Dennis Rader sent a floppy disk. On that disk, investigators found deleted metadata. The file had been created on a computer at Christ Lutheran Church, last edited by Dennis. Within days, police matched his DNA to crime scene evidence. On February 25, 2005, Dennis Rader was pulled over in his car near his home, arrested without a struggle. The BTK Killer was a 59-year-old church president who had been hiding in plain sight for 31 years. What happened next shocked even veteran investigators. Dennis Rader confessed in open court to all 10 murders, in chilling clinical detail, like he was reading a grocery list. He described how he planned each murder, how he selected his victims. He called them projects. He showed zero remorse. Cold, empty, calculated. His wife of 34 years had no idea. His children had no idea. His church had no idea. His daughter said, "The man I knew as my father does not exist." On August 18, 2005, Dennis Rader was sentenced to 10 consecutive life terms in prison. He is currently 79 years old. He will die in prison. The BTK case haunts investigators and psychologists to this day, not just because of the murders, but because of what Dennis Rader represents. He was not a loner, not a drifter. He was a husband, a father, a community leader. People liked him, respected him. The FBI uses the BTK case in training programs to this day because it proves one terrifying truth. You cannot identify a killer by how they look. The most dangerous predators are the ones who have mastered the art of being invisible. Dennis Rader once said, "I had a monster inside me. The monster lived in Wichita for 31 years, and nobody saw it coming." If this case disturbed you, good, it should. Because the BTK Killer is proof that evil does not always announce itself. Thank you for watching Dusk Dossier. If you want more deep dives into America's darkest cases, hit subscribe. It is free and it means everything to this channel. Next week, a 6-year-old girl, a beauty pageant, a ransom note, and a family that has been suspected ever since. JonBenet Ramsey. Next week, right here on Dusk Dossier. I will see you at dusk.